Hello students, in today's video lecture we will discuss about the various methods which are used for the synthesis of Fischer carbons. In the last video lecture we have discussed about the nature of bonding mode in case of Fischer and Schrock carbons. But today's lecture is concerned only with the synthesis of Fischer carbons. We can use various precursor compounds for the preparation of these Fischer carbons. We can prepare them from metal carbonyls, from neutral acyl complexes, from coordinated thiocarbonyls, from coordinated isocyanides, by electrophilic abstraction, from electron-rich olefins, and we can also prepare them from already existing metal carbene precursors. We can also prepare these Fischer carbons by the rearrangement of coordinated ligands, particularly alkynes. In addition to these 8 methods, few more methods will be discussed for the preparation of these carbons. The very first method is from metal carbonyls. So we have to prepare Fischer carbons from metal carbonyls. The very first method for the preparation of Fischer carbons was reported by Fischer in 1964, and they prepared Fischer carbons from metal carbonyl precursors. The most commonly used carbonyls are of type MCO6, where M belongs to chromium group. Chromium, we can have tungsten or we can have molybdenum. When we treat this metal carbonyl with alkyl lithiums, so for alkyl lithium we have Li positive and R negative. This R negative attacks on the carbonyl carbon atom, because it is now well known fact that in case of metal carbonyls, the carbon atom of CO group is electrophilic in nature. So that's why this R negative, which will act as nucleophile, can easily attack on the CO group, particularly at carbon atom. And what will be resulted? Out of these 6 CO, 5 will remain unchanged, whereas 1 will be converted into acyl group. And since R negative is attacking on CO group, we have one negative charge, and this is Li positive. After the formation of this initial compound, there is a rearrangement, and that leads to the formation of metal carbon double bond. Why so? We have studied that in case of Fischer carbons, this metal is electron rich compound. Metal is rich in electrons, and the filled d orbitals of metal can transfer or share their electrons with carbon atom, so forming pi bond. Okay, and this electron density is shifted to oxygen atom, creating more electron density, means a negative charge on oxygen atom. So what is the final outcome of this rearrangement? This is M. We will have now carbon with metal attached having double bond, and O negative Li positive, and this is the R substituent. These R substituents generally are pi donor in nature. So after this step, when we treat this compound with alkyl iodide, particularly methyl iodide, this lithium iodide will be removed, and what we will get? We will get CO5 M double bond C. Here we will have OCS3, means methoxy group, and this is R substituent. As I told you earlier, this M may be Cr, means chromium, tungsten or molybdenum. The R substituents can be methyl, ethyl, isopropyl, and even tertiary butyl substituents. We can also use tertiary butoxide in place of methyl iodide for the formation of this final product. As far as the electron count is concerned, in MCO6 there are 18 electrons. How we can calculate them? Metal is either chromium, tungsten or molybdenum. So we have 6 electrons in valence shell for these metals, and 12 electrons in total are contributed by these 6 CO groups. So there are 18 electrons. As far as the final product is concerned, here we have 5 CO groups, total contributing 10 electrons, plus metal is contributing 6 electrons, plus 2 electrons are contributed by this carbene substituent. As I told you earlier in the last video lecture, carbene, it may be singlet or triplet, but that will count for only 2 electrons. If we are considering the covalent method or neutral method for the preparation of or for the counting of electrons, so in this case we are also having 18 electron count. So starting material as well as the final product both are having 18 electron count. So this was the first method which was reported by Fischer in 1964, and in that particular method metal was particularly tungsten. The second method is by the activation of neutral acyl groups. This method was reported by Gladys. This method was reported by Gladys, Gladys in 1983. So in this case what we use rhenium compound Re, which is attached to one acyl substituent, one linear nitrosyl and one triphenyl phosphine substituent. It can be activated at this oxygen atom which is of acyl substituent. Reason is obvious, because we have to basically activate this complex by protonation. So for protonation we need some protonating agent, means we need some stronger acid which can easily donate its H positive, and the very well known and used protonating agent is CF3SO3H. And when this H positive is transferred to this oxygen atom, why? Because oxygen is electron rich in electron rich atom, it can donate its electron pairs to H positive. Now when this oxygen atom is donating its electrons, it will gain electrons through carbon atom, and carbon atom will gain electrons from this rhenium, because we know that this rhenium is electron rich compound and electron rich atom, and will transfer its filled d electrons to carbon atom, forming metal carbon double bond. The final product which we will get is this one, in which now rhenium has double bond, so electrons are transferred to this one and these electrons are transferred to this one, and this will attack this H positive which is donated by some protonating agents. So we will have carbon, here we have this R and OH substituent at this position, this is NO and this is triphenyl phosphine. So this is the final product, in which now rhenium has double bonded carbon atom, and because protonation is occurring, this complex becomes positively charged. As far as the electron count is concerned, both these species, starting reactant as well as the final product, both are having 18 electron count. How this is possible? We know that rhenium has 7 electrons in its valence shell, triphenyl phosphine will contribute 2 electrons, linear nitrosyl will contribute 3 electrons, and this acyl substituent will contribute 1 electron, and 5 electrons are coming from this eta 5 cyclopentadienyl species. In all we have 7 plus 2 9, 12, 13 and 5 18 electrons. In this case also we can have rhenium 7 electrons, nitrosyl 3 electrons, triphenyl phosphine 2 electrons, this carbon will contribute 2 electrons, and eta 5 substituent will contribute 5 electrons. So again 7 plus 3 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 5 19, but we have one positive charge, so minus 1, again we are having 18 electron count. So both these compounds, starting as well as final product, has 18 electron count. The third method is from coordinated thiocarbonyls. Now what are thiocarbonyls? We know that carbonyls are those compounds which have metal carbon bond, and this carbon atom is of CO group, means carbon monoxide, carbonyl substituent. But if this oxygen is substituted with sulfur, then we have this substituent as thiocarbonyl. So from these thiocarbonyls we can prepare some metal carbene complexes, particularly the Fischer carbenes. So consider this case. We have CO5, then metal and CS. Now this CS is thiocarbonyl, so it is also having 18 electron count. Since metals may be chromium, tungsten and molybdenum. So the attack is similar to the earlier one which was discussed in case of carbonyls. We will use some nucleophilic species. So here nucleophilic species are secondary amines, in which the nitrogen atom has lone pair of electrons and that can attack at the carbon atom of CS group. Because similar to carbonyl, this carbon of CS group is also electrophilic in nature, and after this attack what we will finally get, M double bond C, and now we can have Nr2 here and SH at this position. So this is the way we can represent this preparation from coordinated thiocarbonyls. So this is the third method for the preparation of metal carbene complexes. The fourth one is from coordinated isocyanides. Now what are isocyanides? Isocyanides are those species which have the bonding like this. We have alkyl isocyanides. In case of cyanides we have RCN, but in case of alkyl isocyanides we have RNC bonding. So we can coordinate this isocyanide through carbon atom to the metal. And the very common example is of platinum complex, in which we have one Cl, second Cl, this is third Cl. We will replace this one Cl with triphenyl phosphine substituent in order to avoid the charges. And this alkyl isocyanide is a neutral ligand and will bond in this way, C triple bond N, and here we have this phenyl substituent, or it can be alkyl substituent. When it is treated with ethanol, ETOH, it can be represented as C2H5OH. Anything we can write, this or this one. The final product which we will get is PT, platinum, Cl, Cl, this is triphenyl phosphine substituent, and now we have platinum carbon double bond. Here on one side we have this NH pH substituent, and the on other hand side we have ethoxy substituent. As far as the electron count is concerned, here we have 16 electron and here also we have 16 electron. We can calculate these electrons in the similar way. This is contributing 1 electron, 2 electrons. Platinum has 10 electrons in valence shell, okay? And this alkyl iso or phenyl isocyanides, they will contribute 2 electrons. In total we have 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 electrons. And then in this compound we also are having 16 electron count. 10 electrons for platinum, 1 electrons for one chlorine, another electron for another chlorine, 2 electrons for triphenyl phosphine, and 2 electrons for this carbene substituent. So again we are having 10 plus 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 electrons are there in both these compounds, means a reactant as well as product. So this was the fourth method of preparation of metal carbene compounds. As far as this next method is concerned, it is by electrophilic abstraction from alkyl complexes. Electrophilic abstraction, we have to remove something by attacking the electrophile. So this is the compound which we are using, Fe. Here we have one CO, another CO substituent. On one hand we have CH2O CH3, and here we have eta 5 cyclopentadienyl substituent. As far as the electron count is concerned, in this case iron has in its valence shell 8 electrons, 8 electrons for iron plus 2 electrons for each CO, 5 electrons for this eta 5 and 1 electron for this CH2O CH3. So total we have 8 plus 2 10, 12 and 6 18 electrons. So it is 18 electron compound. So when we react this compound with H positive, means we have to add some acid from outside, there is a removal of this methanol. This methoxy is removed as OCS3 negative. So methanol is removed and what we will get? We will get Fe double bond CH2, and these are the three substituents: 1 eta 5 cyclopentadienyl, 2 CO substituents, and because there is loss of OCS3 methoxy substituent, there is positive charge outside the coordination sphere. So again we have 18 electrons for this compound. This was the fifth method for the preparation of metal carbines, and again particularly Fischer carbines. The next method for the preparation of Fischer carbene complexes is from the cleavage of electron rich alkanes. Now what are electron rich alkanes? In which there is highly conjugated structures present. So one example is of vis imidazole diazidine derivatives. So this can be shown in this way. We have nitrogen atoms at this position, carbon atom here, carbon, nitrogen, nitrogen, and these nitrogen atoms are further having phenyl substituents. And we know that trivalent nitrogen atom has a pair of lone pair of electrons on it, and due to this there is highly conjugated structures formed in this case. So that's why these are referred to as highly electron rich olefins. They can be cleaved using different compounds. The very first one is FeCO5. We can use this compound to cleave this one to give CO4 Fe, and this is double bond carbon, and this carbon is now attached with nitrogen, nitrogen, and here I am writing now just pH, phenyl, which is representing for this one. So this is the Fischer carbene which is formed by the cleavage of this electron rich compound. Another example is of MoCO6, molybdenum hexacarbonyl. In this case we will have the compound CO5 MO double bond carbon. Here we have nitrogen, nitrogen, as usual the complete substituent, and pH means here we have phenyl substituents. We can also use the complex PtCl2 and triethyl phosphine. So this is square planar compound, and this will give rise to the complex P triethyl phosphine. We have Pt Cl Cl. So in this case one of this triethyl phosphine is removed, and as usual the electron rich part is present here. In this case also there is loss of CO. In the second case also there is loss of CO. So in this way we can prepare the metal carbon compounds having a metal carbon double bond from these electron rich olefins. This was the sixth method for the preparation of Fischer carbines. The next method is from metal carbene precursor complexes. Means in this case there is already presence of metal carbon double bond, but we will just change the substituents which are present on the carbene carbon atom. Now consider the example. Carbon here we have methoxy group, and here we have one of the alkyl group. When it is treated with HA, now what is HA? This HA can be NH3, it can be NHR2, it can be NH double bond C, phenyl, etc. So these substituents can be present. So what will happen? We will have the compound in which now this O methoxy is removed. So along with this H, this O methoxy is lost as methanol, and what we are now having A here. So what can be A? A can be NH2, A can be NR2, A can be N double bond C PH2, and here we have as usual this R substituent, and this R can be, we can also have different varieties for this R. It can be methyl or phenyl substituents present at this coordinated carbon atom of this carbene carbon, and this A should be electron rich, and is clear that this nitrogen has a pair of electrons on it. So in case of Fischer carbenes, we should have these substituents as very good electron donor, and the ligands attached to metal very good electron acceptor, means they should be pi acid ligands. This was the seventh method for the preparation of metal carbene complexes. Now the next one is rearrangement of coordinated ligands. Consider the complex LNM. It is coordinating to this type of ligand. We will attack the nucleophile on this coordinated carbon atom. Now what can be the variants for Y? It can be oxygen. For example, we have carbonyl. If we will replace this Y with O, we will get carbonyls. It can be NR substituents. Okay. So what we will get now? We will get Ln M C double bond Y and nucleophile attacking at this carbon atom. Because there is attack of nucleophile, the charge is now negative. And when some electrophile attacks from outside, we will get Ln M double bond C Y negative and E positive, and this is nucleophile. And the various varieties of nucleophile which can be used here are methoxides, Nr2 negative, and even alkyl lithiums we can used for the attack of these alkyl carbanions. For example, LiR, we can have this one, or LiCS3, in which Li is positive and CS3 is negative. So this is a negatively charged part. This is the eighth method for the preparation of Fischer carbenes. Now the last method for the preparation of Fischer carbenes is by the hydride abstraction from metal alkyl complexes. This is very important, because if we can replace one of the H of the metal alkyl, so this is metal alkyl substituent, particularly if we consider it is methyl substituent, if we can abstract H positive from here, we will get M double bond CS2. So metal carbon double bond will be formed. This can be regarded as alpha hydride abstraction. Okay. So how we can manipulate this thing now? This is the compound which is used, Re. Here we have the methyl group, from where we have to remove that hydrogen, and here we have this triphenyl phosphine substituent and one linear nitrosyl at this position. When we will use strong base like PH3C positive BF4 negative in the presence of dichloromethane solvent, what we will get? There is formation of now this carbene compound along with the loss of PH3CH. So this positive part will abstract H negative from this part, and this complex will be now positively charged. This complex will be now positively charged. Here we have triphenyl phosphine substituent, here we have NO as substituent. As far as the electron count is concerned, it is eta 5, will contribute 5 electrons. Nitrosyl is linear, 3 electrons. Rhenium is belonging to manganese group and has 7 electrons in valence shell, 1 electron for methyl substituent and 2 electrons for this triphenyl phosphine substituent. So 5 plus 3 8 and 8 16 17 18. So we have 18 electrons. In the last compound, which is the product, we also have 18 electron count. So these were the few methods for the preparation of metal carbene complexes, particularly Fischer carbenes. So that's all for today's lecture. Okay, thank you.